Time to Shine, episode 17. Think big, think expansion, exceed all your expectations. This is Scott Ferguson. Let's level up. Hey, Time to Shine squad and Fergie fanatics. Welcome to episode 17, where we're going to do what a lot of us already know what to do, but we decide not to do it sometimes. Sometimes we just don't think we're worth it. Sometimes we just don't think we can achieve it. But let's look at thinking big, thinking expansion, and exceeding any expectations. Okay, so what I've found is a lot of people, my students, that dude I look at in the mirror, myself, will sell themselves short. And what happens is you start into a project with huge expectations. But then the deeper you get in the project and you find out how hard it is to really succeed at anything, whether it's business, or relationships, a sport, whatnot, it's hard. And the hard is what will stop us. So I've told you in past episodes, something was shared with me, to be persistent without recognizing failure. And that is, if you want to go back and listen to that episode, that'd be fantastic. But this one really is about the start, the foundation of thinking big, thinking expansion, and really just exceeding any expectations that you have. You have to do it daily. Again, it goes back to persistence. You have to do it daily. It's like your mind is a muscle. It's got to be trained, just like going to the gym, or if you're a dancer, you work the same move over and over. My jiu-jitsu coach, he's always having me do the same move over and over. You've got to exercise thinking big every day. And I've said in my morning routine, that's what I do. I put out to God and the universe exactly what I want for the day to happen, that I can serve as many people as I can, and I'm going to achieve the huge goals that I've set for myself. And I need you to start setting huge goals for yourself as well. When you start to think big, you're going to have people that are what I like to call Debbie Doubters, Debbie Downers, negative naysayers. And again, a lot of those people, as you're starting to grow and think big and move forward into something great, they might try to pull you back. It's like a crab in a bucket. Ever see a crab try to crawl out of a bucket? There's all the crabs that are down below are trying to pull him back down. And just remember, people do that out of love more than they do it out of jealousy and whatnot. You're going to still have the people that are jealous of you trying to make it in life and level up. But most people do it out of love, to try to pull you back, to protect you. Forget that. Just keep progressing. Just keep moving forward. I'm going to tell you, forget that. They can stay where they're at. Just move forward without any guilt, because all you're doing is living up to your expectations and going past those expectations that your creator is expecting of you. I really feel that if you don't think big and go big, that it's generally a sin. And a sin, if you go back to Greek analogy, is just missing the mark. So it's not like you're going to go to hell or anything like that, but you're missing the mark of living the life that you're expected to live. So I hope you get that. Naysayers love you more than they're jealous of you, but just keep pressing forward. All right. So I heard on another podcast that I respect, I think it's Travis Chappell's podcast, about one of his guests said, Travis asked him, what one advice do you follow? Or what one credo do you follow? And they said the duality of not giving a crap what other people think, but also trying to serve as many people. So as you're looking to think big and think expansion and exceeding expectations in your life, you must have that duality of not giving a crap what other people think. It goes back to the crab in the bucket, but also wanting to serve as many people as you want. You see, the universe, your God, they want to give you great things, but you got to earn it. It's kind of like an athlete that is going for gold, that trains those 3 years and 11 months to run that race. You want to, they want to compete, they want to get good, but they have to do it every single day. Okay? And that just goes back because they know that the universe wants to give them great things, period. God wants to give you great things, but you have to earn it. You can't just go out and think, oh, well, I'm just going to sit on my butt, eat bonbons, watch reruns of Oprah, Jenny Jones, Dr. Phil, and it's going to happen. No, you've got to earn it. You've got to go out and get after it. If you're going to think big and think expansion, you have to take the actions to make it happen. It's going to be repetitive. There's a lot of grit involved. It's going to seem like a monotonous activity, but keep thinking big and keep moving forward. Okay? How do you think big and make things happen? I'm going to go back to Bob Burg again, my dude. Here in Jupiter, Florida, lives kind of right down the road. He wrote the book, The Go-Giver. It's in the show notes. But his key to really getting what you want is effective giving. And you must give, give, give. He says your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. Period. That's what it is. That's your true worth. I'm going to say that again because it should resonate huge with you. He calls it in his book, The Go-Giver, the law of value. It's the very first law he has. Your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. So just give, 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 give more all the time. And when you think big and you run into stalemates and you're running into times where you're just a little bit down and you're not thinking as big as you did before, just keep giving. If you don't have the business in front of you, go help somebody that does and help them and give, 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 because the action breeds results, whether it's indirect or it's not indirect, whether you get it yourself. So just keep giving. I can't say that enough. Give, give, give. Wake up every morning, thank your creator for what you have, and ask him to be able, or her, to be able to give and help and service as many people as you can. The final part of this is be willing to receive. Okay? It's another one of Burg's laws, the law of receptivity. The key to effective giving is to stay open to receiving. Now, I'm going to say this in a few different podcasts, and I've said it before. You have to be open to receiving. A lot of people will give, give, give. And if you're thinking big, you have to be able to receive something sometime. People will just give, 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 but they're not open to receiving the great things that people want to give them. Okay, let's look at a plant that you have in your house or outside, and you look at a human being. A human being breathes in what? Oxygen. It breathes out what? Carbon dioxide. A plant breathes in what? Carbon dioxide. Breathes out what? Oxygen. So it's always giving and taking. Not giving and taking. I'm sorry. Take that back. Strike that. It's not taking. It is receiving. Okay, so the plant is always receiving what we're giving, and they're giving us what we need to receive to live. So as you're thinking big, give as much as you can, but be open to receiving. Your mindset has always got to be forward thinking, for progression, and always leveling up. So go to our Facebook group. It's Time to Shine Today in Facebook, and tell us how you level up. All right, I would love, love, love to hear how you level up your life and how you think big and what your goals are. I know it's still January, but and if you've listened to this in June, that's great, but let us know what your goals are. Let us know what you're doing to achieve them. So I want you to think big, think expansion, and exceed all of your expectations. All right, until next time, level up your health, level up your wealth, because it's your time to shine. Fire up. Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Time to Shine Today. If you like this episode, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to our website. Also there, you will see our recommended resources. We hope you will help support our show by supporting them. If you like what you've been listening to, it'd be great if you could just give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe while you're at it. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, and until next time, level up. It's your time to shine.